Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and go into section 3 on the inspection, on the engine inspection. So the part where you'd go to would be your water coolant reservoir. Make sure that the water coolant level is at proper fluid level. Make sure the container is properly mounted. Make sure it's not cracked and no leaks. Yeah. From there, we're also going to check the electrical line on it. Make sure that this one, this is a sensor that tells you if we need to add water to the vehicle. Make sure it's properly mounted, that it's not cracked, bent, missing, or broken. From there, we're also going to check the cap. The cap must be present, hand tightened, and not missing. Yeah. From there, we're also going to check the hose. The hose is located right here. What do we check on the hose? Not frayed, no cuts, no leaks, and this is a low pressure hose because it has a clamp. Okay, from there we're also going to check the windshield washer fluid reservoir. Make sure the container is at proper fluid level. Make sure it's properly mounted, not cracked, no leaks, and no visual damage. From there we're also going to check the cap. Make sure that the cap's present, not missing, and properly hand tightened. From there we're also going to check the water hose on it that goes to your windshield wipers. Make sure that the hose is properly mounted, that it's not missing, and that it functions correctly. In other words, that it throws water to your wipers, right? From there, we're also going to check our this is our power steering fluid reservoir. Make sure that the container is at proper fluid level, which you can tell here is proper fluid level. Make sure it's properly mounted, not cracked, no leaks, and no visual damage on the container itself. From there, we're also going to check the caps. Make sure that they're properly mounted, not missing, and properly hand tightened, right? From there, we're also going to check the hoses. We have a hose here and a hose at the bottom. They're both low pressure hoses because it has clamp here and a clamp down here. So the hoses we're going to check to make sure that they're not frayed, no cuts, no leaks, and no visual damage on the actual hoses. From there, we're also going to check to make sure that we can check our engine oil fill. The engine oil fill, make sure that it's the cap is properly mounted, not cracked, not missing, and no visual damage on the cap itself. This is an engine oil fill. Then we have the air governor. The air governor is not on section 11, but I just want to tell you what it is. This is what cuts your air in and out of your tank. So when the air governor reaches 100 psi, it kicks in, and when it reaches 125 to 145, it kicks out. All right, so this is what tells the air compressor, hey, we need more air or less air. So sometimes they ask you, so that's why I'm throwing it in there. Okay, so this is what the air governor does. From there, we have the engine oil dipstick. Make sure you check the oil every morning before and after you leave your job site or your vehicle. It should be at proper fluid level. If you check your oil level, and as you can tell right there, it says add and full. If it's all the way where it says add, which would be right here, that it's measured by gallons. So if it's at over here where it says add, you'd have to add a whole gallon para que suba hasta acá donde dice full. If it's halfway, then be half a gallon. All right. So that's that. Then you have two fuel filters. On the two fuel filters, you have your primary fuel filter and you have your secondary fuel filter. The primary fuel filter is this one right here, and then you have a secondary fuel filter right here. So this one's the one that pumps the fuel into your tanks, into your engine, and this is the one that returns the fuel back into your tanks. Okay, so the fuel filters must be properly mounted, not cracked, no leaks, and no visual damage on them. All right, so that's that. From there, that concludes your engine compartment inspection, section 3 in other words.